The knock came just after midnight. Evan rubbed his eyes and set aside the old engineering manual he'd been pretending to read. Few ever visited his cabin on the outskirts of a render station. Few were still in the middle of the frozen night. When he opened the door, the last person he expected to see was her. She stood in the snowstorm, a thin shawl wrapped around shoulders far too delicate for the bitter cold. Her pale opalescent skin shimmered faintly under the porch light, and her wide, luminescent eyes met his with desperation. "Please," she said, voice trembling but resolute. "I will warm your bed. Human, my children need a father." Evan froze. Her name was Lyra. He knew her from the marketplace, a quiet alien widow from the Tyrol clans. She sold woven fabrics there, always polite, always keeping to herself. Rumor had it her mate had been killed in the border raids last year, leaving her alone with 2 younglings. Evan stepped aside wordlessly, and she entered, clutching the shawl tighter around herself. Snowflakes melted on her cheeks like tears. He led her to the fire pit in the center of the cabin. She sat small and rigid, as though expecting rejection even now. "What's going on, Lyra?" he asked gently, crouching across from her. Her lips trembled before words came. "They came today. The debt collectors. My mate's blood debt. They want payment, or they'll take my hatchlings to the orphan camps. I have nothing left to give." She swallowed hard, eyes shimmering. "Except myself. And they said if I found a bonded partner, the debt would be forgiven. So I came to you." Evan exhaled slowly, leaning back on his heels. "Lyra, you don't have to do this." "Yes, I do," she whispered. "For them. I cannot fight like my mate could. I cannot run far enough to hide. But I can do this." Her gaze lifted, fierce beneath the fear. "I have watched you, human. You are kind. You fix things. You don't drink yourself into rage like others. You would not hurt them." The raw trust in her words sliced through him. He fetched her a blanket, draping it over her trembling form. "Where are they now? Your children?" "Asleep in the shed behind my stall. It's all I have left." Her voice cracked. "They were cold tonight. I had to leave them to come here." Evan stood abruptly, grabbed his coat, and motioned for her to follow. She blinked. "Where?" "To get them. They're coming here." Her breath hitched, and for the first time that night, a flicker of hope lit her face. The shed was worse than he imagined, half collapsed, snow seeping in through broken slats. 2 tiny shapes huddled beneath a threadbare cloth. When he knelt beside them, they stirred, clicking softly in their sleep, small translucent fingers curling instinctively around his gloves. "They deserve better," he muttered, when he carried them back to the cabin. Lyra followed close behind, silent tears streaking her cheeks. By morning, the cabin felt different. The fire crackled warmly. The younglings, one shy and quiet, the other curious and bold, explored every corner, their laughter like soft chimes. Lyra sat by the hearth, watching them with a mix of awe and exhaustion. Evan brought her a cup of broth. She accepted it with trembling hands. "You meant what you said last night?" he asked quietly. She looked up, unflinching. "Every word. I will warm your bed, cook, clean, be whatever you need me to be. Just keep them safe." Evan studied her. She was beautiful, yes, but not in the way that mattered now. What struck him most was her resolve, the way she'd walk through a snowstorm to beg a stranger for help. "I don't need a servant, Lyra," he said finally, "or a bargain like that." Her brow furrowed. "Then what?" "I need a partner," he replied. "Someone who stands beside me, not beneath me. If you'll let me, I'll be their father. And yours. Not because you offered yourself, but because I want to." Her breath caught. "You want to?" He nodded. For a long moment, she stared at him, as though trying to see if this was some cruel trick. Then, slowly, her shoulders sagged, and she covered her face with her hands, sobbing softly, not of fear, but of release. The debt collectors came 2 days later, 3 hulking figures in armored coats, sneering at the soft-hearted human who thought he could meddle in Tyrol affairs. Evan met them at the door, debt papers in hand, paid in full with his entire savings. "You'll leave them alone," he said flatly. The tallest one laughed. And when your charity runs out human? What then? Evan's jaw tightened. Then I'll keep working. Because they're mine now. And I take care of what's mine. Something in his tone made the collectors reconsider. They left without another word. That night, Lyra curled beside him for the first time, tentative as a leaf on still water. Her alien warmth seeped through the blankets, and when he wrapped an arm around her, she relaxed with a trembling sigh. "You could have turned me away," she whispered in the dark. "I couldn't," he replied. "Not when you knocked on my door." Silence stretched, broken only by the soft breathing of the younglings in the next room. Evan, "Yeah, thank you for giving them a father." He kissed her temple gently. "Thank you for giving me a family." And for the first time in a long, long while, the cabin on the outskirts of a render station felt like home.